I'm going to show you guys how to beat Cid Reigns in Final Fantasy XIII Chapter 10. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have Fang as the party leader with Sazh and Vanille. Next, you want to have all the on-screen paradigms, preferably espionage, premeditation, relentless, assault, and diversity. Make sure you start off in premeditation. Now when you get into the battle, Cid is going to start off in his offensive shift. He has three offensive shifts. He has three shifts. He has the offensive, defensive, and his healing shift. Each of them boasts their own thing that you need to be worried about. When he's in his defensive shift, he will just guard. This is the best shift on the safe route to add debuffs. If you are playing like me and you're trying to get a 5-star, then simply follow what I'm doing. At the start of the battle, we start in premeditation so we can take the onslaught of his offensive shift, which he rushes the person. While he's doing this, Sazh will be casting buffs on the party, while Vanille will be casting debuffs on him. One of the first buffs that should stick on to that should stick on him is poison, which will work in your favor. After he goes into that initial thing, if he takes some damage, he will go into his healing shift. Now it is up to you. You can either stay in premeditation or you can go into espionage and try to apply saboteur debuffs with Fang and Vanille while Sazh is putting buffs on the party. Anyway, after you do this and he goes back into his offensive, depending on where your health is at, you can go into diversity and attack him until he goes into metamorphosis, because when you're playing with these groups, you're gonna have Sazh eventually cast Fire once Vanille puts Imperil onto him. Once she does that, then you can go into diversity. He'll go into metamorphosis, and then the second stage of the battle will start. It is at this stage that I recommend that you stay in premeditation until he goes into his guard phase. And during the guard phase, you want to make sure that you stick espionage and you go until he has Imperil on. Now occasionally he's going to use something called Sulfuric Ray, which will get rid of all your buffs and get rid of all his debuffs, so you can't overly rely on doing this and you have to go in and do fast. So hope that Vanille casts Imperil as fast as possible so that way you can continue. If you do this correctly, you should be able to finish this battle anywhere between 3 minutes to 4 minutes. There are some things that I should mention. If he does start attacking one of your party members, one thing that you can do is cast Renew. That way they can stay alive. Or if they die, cast Renew. Playing with Vanille, Fang, and Sazh is cool, though depending on where your playstyle is at, you could switch it up. For instance, you could have Vanille as the party leader, cast Imperil earlier on, so that way you can get the AI to cast Fire on everyone while he is buffing everyone, thus saving the trouble and speeding up the process, though whatever makes it more comfortable for you. Though that being said, that's gonna wrap up the video. This is how you would fight Cid Reigns, get a 5-star in Final Fantasy XIII. Give me your thoughts, and if you have any other questions, leave them in the comment section. I'm Kai the Player, and I'll talk to you later.